Welcome to another exciting edition of Bowling Showcase, the only show to bring you everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world, Metro Detroit. I'm your host, Mark Martin. This is the end of another exciting MD USBC bowling season and our final episode of Bowling Showcase for the year. And what a year it was! We hope that you've enjoyed all this season's bowling action as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. As you saw last week in our Bowling Showcase Challenge Championship, Marybowl Region finalists Woodland Lanes claimed their second Bowling Showcase title by defeating Century Bowl Region finalists Waterford Lanes in a knockdown battle which went right down to the final frame. Congratulations to Woodland Lanes. What an exciting series of matches. And who can forget the first ever Baker 300 game in our challenge history, bowled by the Bowl 1 Lanes team. Congratulations to them also. And remember all the excitement of our youth series with the Marybowl Phantom Strikers taking home the challenge trophy. Congratulations. I'd like to extend thanks to our host centers, teams, volunteers, and fans for making this year's challenge such a huge success. And a big thank you to you at home for being a fan and continuing to support Bowling Showcase and bowling in Metro Detroit. Now before we put away our bowling shoes, we still have this episode full of exciting bowling coverage to round out the season, so let's get to it. So for our first story, we're heading to mid-Michigan for a look at the 2019 Michigan State USBC Queens Tournament, now on Bowling Showcase. Sarah Locher of New Baltimore was crowned the 2019 Michigan State USBC Queens Champion after a grueling weekend of matches at Northern Lanes in Sanford. Qualifying took place on Saturday when 46 lady bowlers participated in this year's 8-game qualifying round. The field was cut to the top 14 and they came back with 4 additional games to determine the top 8 bowlers coming back on Sunday for match play. Going into Sunday's match play, Locher was the top qualifier with a 12-game total of 28-46. During the 8 games of match play, Locher remained in either first or second place. Others battled it out to make the top 4 for the stepladder finals. Lisa Doss of Grand Rapids, who qualified 6th for match play, began match play with 300, 248, and 276 for an 8-24 series. This temporarily moved her into first place, where she remained until 6 games were complete. Julio Chepik of Vassar remained in the top 4 throughout match play, finishing 3rd for the stepladder. Cindy Patterson of Taylor dropped as low as 6th during match play, but shot 256 in Game 7, which was enough to seed her 4th for the finals. The stepladder finals began with Cindy Patterson easily defeating Julio Chepik 237 to 198. The semifinal pitted Patterson against Lisa Doss, who earlier in match play was on fire. The match went down to the final frame with Patterson beating Doss 236 to 223. In the final match, Locher was well rested, waiting for an opponent to emerge. Locher started the match strong and never looked back as she beat Patterson 226 to 197 to claim the Michigan State USBC Queens Championship.
Amazing. I mean, I've been struggling mentally and physically the last 3 months. I've had a couple injuries, so I'm finally starting to feel like my old self. So just winning this just takes a huge weight off my shoulders and just speechless.
Congratulations to all this year's participants and this year's champion, Sarah Locher. Great bowling, ladies. Now, because it's the last show of the season, we'd like to give a big thank you to the Michigan State USBC for sponsoring Bowling Showcase this year. Now, next season, we'll keep you informed with all the tournament news from the State USBC. Continuing with that line of thought, let's now take a look at the Michigan State USBC Masters Tournament held in Battle Creek right now on Bowling Showcase. 53 of Michigan's best bowlers took to the lanes at M66 Bowl in Battle Creek for the 2019 Michigan State USBC Masters Tournament. After 6 games of qualifying, the top 16 bowlers went on to double elimination match play. Kyle King of Sterling Heights was the top qualifier with a 6-game total of 1501 and a high game of 300. Once in match play, he lost his first match to Michigan Youth Masters champion James Roof and was knocked into the loser's bracket. Nick Cooper of Flint qualified 9th with 1383. In match play, he defeated 2017 champion John Nolan of Waterford 421 to 393. Then James Roof 497 to 451. Mike Chisholm of Farmington Hills 449 to 418. And Robert Hutchings of Marshall to earn his spot in the final championship match. Aaron Lawrence of Centerline qualified 3rd with 1437. In match play, he defeated Robert Wood Jr. of Waterford before losing his next match to 2012 champion Brian Wallachek 515 to 398. Once in the loser's bracket, Lawrence defeated Austin Baker of Holland 418 to 380. 2009 champion Tom Smallwood 467 to 463. Mike Chisholm 453 to 449. And Daniel Pollock of Clinton Township 392 to 367 to earn his spot in the championship match. In the final match, Cooper, who had rested from sitting out a few rounds, hit the lanes with consistency he'd shown all day long. While Lawrence showed signs of fatigue after having to bowl 18 games to get to this championship match. Both men were determined to come out ahead, but it was Nick Cooper who emerged the victor with a 434 to 405 triumph over Lorenz to claim the 2019 Michigan State USBC Masters title.
Oh, it feels great. I'm speechless right now. I'm just very thankful, for Ebonite Turbo, my sponsors. I just, my family. I appreciate everything that they do for me, and it feels great.
Great. Congratulations to Nick Cooper on his impressive State Masters win. If you've been a faithful viewer, and I know you have, then you've been following the highly competitive Women's Series and the inaugural season of our Men's Series. And this season, just like previous ones, has been full of excitement, drama, and exciting cup races. With 4 events completed, the 5th and final event was the last push to earn the coveted cup. So let's take a look at the Women's and the Men's Series event next on Bowling Showcase. The final Men's and Women's Series events took place in April at Century Bowl in Waterford. Both events were held simultaneously with the men on one side of the house and the women on the other. Being the 5th and final event in both the Men's and the Women's Series, the bowlers were bringing their A games for the final push to become the season-long Cup Points winner. On the men's side, John Bercier of Spring Lake was the top qualifier in the field of 43 with a 4-game total of 917. Gerald Johnson of Taylor was the 4th place qualifier with 878 on games of 247, 205, 205, and 221. In match play, he beat Stephen Boss of Chatham, Ontario 199 to 177. Then toppled top qualifier Bercier 256 to 215 to advance to the championship match. Alex Robinson of Detroit qualified 7th with 865. In match play, he triumphed over Thomas Smith of Pontiac 204 to 188. David Alexander of Wyandotte 203 to 192. And Darren Alexander of Essex, Ontario 212 to 184 on his way to the finals. In the final match, both men bowled steady. But it was Gerald Johnson who emerged the victor with a 194 to 186 win over Robinson. With this win, Johnson also won the season-long cup with 818 points.
It feels great. It feels great, Mark. I'm very humbled. Oh, he definitely had me on the road. He's also a good friend of mine, and it's hard bowling your friends, but he had a chance to put me away, and he didn't. I made a good ball change and was able to come away with the victory.
On the women's side, Lisa Bishop of Redford was the day's top qualifier in the field of 31, with a 4-game total of 941. Stacy Timmer of Wayland qualified 5th with 889. In match play, she defeated Jennifer Maples of Roseville 220 to 157, and top qualifier Bishop 259 to 215 to advance to the finals. Shannon Rowe of Detroit qualified 7th with 875, including a high game of 246. In match play, she beat Brandy Remy of Livonia in a highly competitive game, 226 to 224, and then beat Valerie Bercier of Spring Lake 235 to 185 on her way to the final. The final match was an exciting one as the two ladies hit the lanes with confidence. The match was a tight one with neither bowler giving in. In the end, Stacy Timmer triumphed over Rowe with a 220 to 193 victory to win the final Women's Series event of the season.
Oh, it feels great. I've been bowling well lately, so it feels good. I won the Rodman last week, and then I come in and win this today, so it's been a good day. Yeah, I was pretty lined up, so because I was lined up, I knew I was going to be tough to beat after I threw a couple shots in practice. I knew I was going to be good.
Brandy Remy of Livonia wins the Cup with 802 points, followed closely by Rowe and Bercier with 794 points each. Congratulations to Women's Series event winner Stacy Timmer and to season-long Women's Series Cup winner Brandy Remy. And a big congratulations to Men's Series event winner and Men's Series Cup champion Gerald Johnson. What an amazing season-long series. Now later on in the show, we're going to see the top point earners for both the men and the women go head-to-head in our final event of the season, the Ripken Invitational. But now it's time for a quick commercial break, so we'll be right back with more Bowling Showcase.
Professional tournaments. We've won a lot of tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them.
So here I am with Vicki Ingham, General Manager of Thunderbolt Lanes. Vicki, thank you for hosting us all year long. It's been greatly appreciated.
It's been awesome.
Okay, so coming up, Junior Gold in July. What's going on?
Well, that's a pretty big event for the whole Detroit area, and we're pretty excited about it for people at home that would like to come up and watch. It's the week of July 15th. It'll be going on every day, about 20 hours a day, so there's a lot of action going on. And the actual finals to the whole national event will happen here in the arena at Thunderbolt historic room. So pretty exciting, and excited for the kids too.
So they're going to have the finals here, but it's going to be also on television.
Correct. It'll be live streamed, and people have a chance to watch it at home also. Room should be packed. Should be really great.
Okay, so this season is pretty much done. The winter season, summer obviously is underway now.
Yes. Yeah.
You got anything going on this summer of special, of note?
Got some great summer leagues that are going. We've got a couple tournaments, if you check the website at thunderbolt.org, that you can just drop in and participate in. And then towards the end of the season,
You guess what happens in August?
big Gavi event. So people in the Detroit area look forward to it every single year. Applications are available right around the corner from now. And of course, it's one of the biggest events of the whole season, so you want to get in early.
So the 1920 season starts in earnest with the Gavi, and we'll have it right here on Bowling Showcase.
Beautiful. That sounds good.
All right, thanks once again, Vicki.
Thank you. It's been a great year.
And look forward to next year.
Terrific.
Thanks to Vicki Ingham and everyone here at Thunderbolt Lanes. We'd also like to thank Storm Bowling, the Bowling Centers Association of Michigan, and the Southeast Michigan Bowling Centers Association for their continued support of Bowling Showcase. So now it's time to improve your game with Turbo, driven to bowl.
Welcome to Turbotech, a regional USBC training facility located in Chesterfield, Michigan. My name is Chris Sand, National Sales Manager and also instructor here at Turbotech. Once again, I'm joined by USBC and PWBA Hall of Famer, Carolyn Doran-Ballard. So Carolyn, we've been at this for a few months. It's May, the bowling season's coming to an end. Hopefully we've given our viewers some good tips on and off the lanes, but we don't want them to lose that progress moving into the summer months. So let's talk about some tips that they can use moving forward in the summer and then also to start their bowling season next year.
Well, the summer is a perfect time to continue to work on some of those changes that you tried to make during the season. Sometimes it's a little tough to make those changes while you're trying to bowl league because you want to bowl well and nobody wants to struggle.
Correct.
So the summer is the best time to start doing maybe some of those drills that we taught you to do at home that will keep you conditioned for the upcoming season once August starts to roll around. The other thing you definitely want to keep track of is over the summer, some people do bowl summer leagues, some people do not. So make sure as August does roll around, you want to check your local pro shop and or come visit Turbotech and have your grip refitted. You want to change those grips, get them ready for the upcoming league season, and make sure you have the switch grips, one in case you didn't bowl a lot, that's a little bit smaller, and then as you bowl through the new league season or tournament season, you have one as you swell.
Sure, experimental time, right? We want to make big changes. Summer is the time to do it. Develop that relationship with your local pro shop operator. Make sure you go in and get your grips changed. Hopefully we've lost some weight over the summer. I know I'm always trying to work for that. It might require a refit. We're always trying to get refit at least every single year. Develop that relationship with your local pro shop operator. But we also have some summer reading too, right?
Exactly.
Summer's a perfect time to do some summer reading. So we have 3 great books by 3 great authors, kind of tackling 3 different subjects too, if we can. So we have Dr. Dean's book, right? We're talking about sports psychology, right? It's one of the biggest things when it comes to our sport, right? Not letting bad things affect us, and Dr. Dean's an expert at these things. We also have Josh Blanchard. Josh Blanchard is a 4-time PBA champion, so he gives us some unique perspectives of the tour and the way he kind of goes about things. And then Susie Menchie, a gold certified coach, one of the best coaches in the industry, so she provides some great insight into some of the things that you can do to get better.
It's funny, I have read all of these books, and the keys is you're going to get 3 different perspectives on what actually to think on and off the lanes. Susie makes it a lot more fun. She makes it a little bit more realistic, not so, I want to say, don't be so tense on the lanes. Josh's book I really enjoyed because it gave you the perspective from somebody who right at this point in his career is not a Hall of Famer and tells you about some of the daily struggles that he went through, which I think is much more realistic. And Dr. Dean really focuses on the fact we don't give enough time to our mental game.
Correct.
And it really gives you some thoughts as to how you can, throughout your season, throughout your tournaments, really maintain that mental focus.
So 3 great books to choose from. If you want to check out these books or any of TurboGrip's fine accessories, please visit turbogrips.com, and we hope you all have a great summer. Check out Collegiate Expo 9 coming in July, just days before Junior Gold. Register now at turbogrips.com.
Thanks Carolyn, Chris, and everyone at Turbo for bringing you these tips all season long. So it's time to take a quick little break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the final event of our season, the Men's and Women's Series Invitational, coming up after the commercial.
the hug pickup, the home run swing, the drum major high step, the genuine joy, the unforgettable party, the food, the friends, the original social network. No matter who you are, it's always a great time. Grab your family, find a friend, and go bowling.
Michigan State USBC provides tournament competition and recognition for men, women, and youth in Michigan. The championship events for this season include the Women's Championship beginning in February in Lansing, the Open Championship beginning in January in Grand Blanc, and the Youth Championship beginning in March in Granville and Comstock Park. These events are open to all members of the association based on gender and membership. Other events for higher average bowlers include the Youth Masters in November in Battle Creek, the Queens in April in Sanford, the Senior Masters for those over 50 in March, and Masters in April, both in Battle Creek. Pepsi Youth events take place in your league, with qualifiers advancing to the state finals in May in Troy and Sterling Heights. Visit MichiganStateUSBC.com for entry blanks and more information on the Michigan State USBC. Welcome back. Up next is the final event of the 2019 MD USBC bowling season, the culmination of our season-long women's and men's series. Now, after following the men and women all year long, let's cheer them on one more time, the Ripken Invitational from Shelby Lanes, right now on Bowling Showcase. The last MD USBC event of the 2019 season, the Ripken Invitational, was held at Shelby Lanes in Shelby Township. As in previous seasons, the Ripken Invitational marks the end of the highly competitive MD USBC Women's Series. This year it also marked the end of a very successful inaugural season of the MD USBC Men's Series. Just like all the series events this season, the men and the women shared the bowling center for their respective events. So on this day, 14 women and 10 men bowlers hit the lanes to participate in this last tournament. Both the men and women bowled 4 games of qualifying, and then the top 4 bowlers in each gender moved on to stepladder match play. On the ladies' side, Valerie Bercier emerged as the top qualifier with a blistering 1,002 on games of 209, 289, 257, and 247, grabbing the top seed by 128 pins. The opening match of the stepladder saw 4th qualifier Sandy Schultz facing off against 3rd qualifier Michaela Mitchell. In a tight, even match, Michaela Mitchell triumphed over Schultz 225 to 217. Mitchell then faced off against 2nd qualifier Ashley Denard. When the pins had all fallen, Denard emerged the victor 180 to 168 to face off against Bercier in the final championship match. Both ladies hit the final match with the determination of champions, each wanting to prove that they were the best. Denard started the match strong, but Bercier, she was on fire. Continuing on her impressive performance during qualifying, Bercier flirted with a perfect game until the final frame. Leaving the 10-pin in the last frame, Bercier capped off her winning day with a 279 to 161 triumph over Denard and the Women's Series Ripken Invitational title.
I just played the lane, and so I thought it was really cool. I was still, again, nervous, front 10, and I was like, maybe one of these days I'll get 12 in a row, but it's still, it was a great score. On the men's side, Men's Cup point winner Gerald Johnson of Taylor was joined by 9 other Men's Series standouts to compete on this day. Darren Alexander of Essex, Ontario was the top qualifier with a 4-game total of 893 on games of 237, 224, 235, and 197. The first stepladder match saw DJ Rose squaring off against Lonnie Olson, with Rose eventually winning the match 183 to 161. Then Rose went up against 2nd qualifier and Cup point champion Gerald Johnson.
In a competitive and entertaining match, Rose eked out the win by beating Johnson 226 to 215 and setting himself up for the final match against Alexander. In the final match, Alexander seemed to have trouble with the lanes, not getting the ball reaction he was looking for, while Rose seemed to up his game for this final match, feeling the championship in his grasp. When the last ball was thrown, DJ Rose triumphed over Alexander with a 247 to 196 win to earn the Men's Series Invitational title.
So today I really put forth my mindset. I went out and practiced a couple times the last 2 weeks here, just trying to get more back into the rhythm because I wasn't satisfied with my finishes for the later half of the year. So I was able to go out there and practice and kind of, like I said, keep in my mindset and do what I did today. So.
After an intense day of bowling, the bowlers joined in fellowship for a luncheon and awarding of the season-long points checks. And the presentation of the Women's Series Cup to Brandy Remy and the Men's Series Trophy to Gerald Johnson. What a great way to end the 2018-19 MD USBC bowling season. A big congratulations to Valerie Bercier on her Ripken Invitational win, and DJ Rose for winning on the men's side. Also a big congratulations to Women's Series Cup winner Brandy Remy and Men's Series Cup winner Gerald Johnson. Another season of powerhouse bowling. So here we are at the end of our show and our 4th season of Bowling Showcase. I want to thank you for being loyal viewers and fans and helping to keep bowling top of mind in the bowling capital of the world. Remember, with you at home, if you like what we're doing, please tell your friends, family, leagues, and anybody else to like and join our Facebook and YouTube pages. Just look for Bowling Showcase. And let your local bowling center know that you appreciate their help in bringing Bowling Showcase to you at home. Now for Bowling Showcase, I'm Mark Martin. Have a safe and happy summer, and I'll see you next season on Bowling Showcase.